It ain't no doubt about, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, 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 babe. Killer blues. Killer blues. Yeah, yeah. Killer blues. Love, baby. Got these killer blues, baby. Killer blues, baby.
It's a natural instinct to do what I do. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature right. You know I love you, I always will. 'Cause when we're together, it's such a thrill. Can't do without you. Got me hooked. One dose of your love is all it took. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature right.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
To keep loving you, it's a natural instinct to do what I do. It's a natural instinct to give you my all. It's a natural instinct to come when you call. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature right. I don't need no doctor, I don't need no cure. I'm strung out on you, girl, that's one thing for sure. It's a natural high that you got me on. I'm addicted to your love, I can't leave it alone. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature rise. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature rise. Between the thighs, that thing that makes my nature rise. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature rise. It's in your eyes, that thing that makes my nature rise. Between the thighs, that thing that makes my nature rise. It's in your eyes.
Check, 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 check. Yep.
Tell me you love me, tell me you'll stay. I'll do anything to keep you, can't let you get away. I'm begging you, baby, I feel no shame. Those other guys don't love you, they're just running game. I'd give you the world if I had it to give. I'll be your sugar daddy just as long as you live. The natural instinct, oh Play it, boy. Wow, wow, wow. Let me see. Why did you leave me here all alone? Why did you break up our happy home?
You're listening to Elevations Radio, your station for uplifting lifestyle and and Wellness Talk Radio.
Views expressed on shows are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other advertisers. Use of these shows and all services provided therein are for personal use only. The Elevations Radio Network holds no responsibility for the validity or accuracy of information on these shows.
Hey, welcome to Let's Be Real with Greg Bam Reaves radio show here on Elevations Radio. I am your host, Greg Bam Reaves. Before we get started, I want to say thank you all so much for the love you shown me this past weekend for my birthday. Shout out to Joe D's and everybody who showed up there, showed me love. Big shout out to the Choir Storm, Terry, Cheese, Bianca, Tess. Y'all made my birthday party very special, and I surely appreciate that. So we're here on Elevations Radio. We broadcast 24/7 across the country and around the world. And let me get the announcements out of the way real quick. Tuesday, September 26th, from 6:30 to 9, the Connection Networking event at Chicago's Home and Chicken and Waffles, 1144 Prospect Avenue East, downtown Cleveland. There's going to be $5 parking across the street. It's going to be a networking event. You'll get to meet some prominent businesses, and you'll get to meet the personalities here at Elevations Radio. Also, on, what day is this? September 30th, there's the LEAP, which stands for Liver Education, Advocacy, and Prevention Services. To truly live, you must forgive. The forgiveness ministry of Miss Clotia Mack, my favorite person in the world, Sunshine. And it's a time for tea and transformation. That's going to be at Lakeshore Christian Church, 28010 Lakeshore Boulevard. And tickets are $15. Okay, we got that out the way. Don't forget, we got our Halloween contest. Imitate your favorite album cover. Send it to me, inbox me on Facebook, or send it to my email, origibam, 2 @yahoo.com. And we will announce the winners October 26th. I still don't know the prize. Don't worry about it, though. It's going to be something nice. But I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So let me introduce to you our guest for this evening. Young man I've been knowing for a few years now. Met him also during my open mic years, which might be coming back, so who knows. But anyway, his name is Dwayne Spike Lou Wilson.
What up, what up?
Welcome, my brother. Thanks for coming.
Hey, man, it's good to see you again, Bam.
Yes, sir.
As always, man. How you been?
It's been too long.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's what's up, man. How you been?
I've been good.
Yeah?
I'm 27 for the second time, but
That happened.
I'm okay with that.
I turned 21 twice, so
Okay, there you
it's
go.
all good, man.
Oh, you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those that don't know, some of you are familiar with my Facebook skit, Reporting Live. This young man was actually my very first video reporting live from the porch.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. So you can go on my page and check that out.
Yeah, we got to support each other, man. Like, if somebody has a vision, especially if they local, like, you got to support that. You know, you have to support it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when we say local, even though we're in Cleveland, we're not just talking about Cleveland. Wherever you are.
Yeah, wherever you are, yeah.
Yeah, wherever you're listening in at, we
Yeah.
got to support each other. And we have to do good business with each other.
Yeah.
Because too many times we try to support each other, but we get bad customer service.
Yeah, we got to we got to get better at that.
We definitely do. So real quick, now, you're an educator, right?
Yeah, I'm actually a teacher's assistant. I'm not a teacher yet, and that's why I feel so bad for teachers, because I'm in the area, but I'm still on the outside looking in, man. And teachers go through it, man. So
I can only imagine.
Yeah, oh my goodness, we got to raise our kids and yours,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And we love them, you know what I'm saying? We absolutely love them, but oh boy.
Now, is it a particular age group you work with, or is it any age group?
I try to keep it middle school and older. That I do as far as like mentoring and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to at least stay, middle school to where they can hear and really process and receive the message, So yeah.
Yeah, there's some things that you mentioned on Facebook that I'm gonna get to in a minute about your education style. Throwing in a little hip hop here and there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to that in a second.
All right.
But what else are you doing? Because I know before you were a videographer, you were doing some comedy.
Yeah.
What's going on right now?
I do all of that. I do all of it. I do, man. I'm a one-stop shop for real. Like, if I may, brag on myself, I'm a one-stop shop, man. Whatever you need. I do. I love to edit video. Like, I love it. Some people just can't sit there for hours. I would sit in the studio, black, like no lights on except for my monitor for 13 hours straight, man. For real. Like, I love editing. Just to be able to tell a story. You know what I mean? And like every millisecond is on purpose. Everything you see is on purpose. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's wonderful.
And it was funny when I decided to go to college at 50 years old. One of my first days going, I ran into him.
Yeah,
you were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, this is cool." I automatically felt a little more comfortable.
Yeah, it don't matter. That's what I realized about education, man. Like, it don't matter when you get it. Well, it does to a degree, but as long as you get it, you know what I mean. Like, there's somebody with an MBA right now that feels like a failure. Right. You know what I mean? Like, education is like, just get it. Just if you want to do something else, go again. Do it. So yeah, don't ever feel like just because you was 50, you know what I mean? I'm too old and shit.
Well, it never hit me like that. My thing was, my daughter graduated. I have no more excuses. It's my turn.
Yep.
So now I got to ask, where did the comedy thing come from?
I've been a class clown since day one. And you ask my mama, like anybody who's ever known me will say that about me.
Right.
And honestly, man, I should have started doing comedy 15, 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. But, you get that stage fright and, you talk yourself out of your own dreams, and
good point.
Yeah, man, it happens. Yeah, we tell ourselves no more than like anybody else tells us no. Mm-hmm.
That's odd that other people pump you up.
Yeah,
and you're the one that pulls yourself down.
Yep.
So what was like that one thing that was like, you know what, I'm going to get out there tonight and see if I'm funny for people other than the people that know me?
If I could be totally honest with you, Bam, I seen this dude. He was the wackest comedian on stage. But he was up there, so he had me beat. You know what I mean? All little jokes I done wrote down don't mean nothing. Mm-hmm. I seen him up there, and I'm talking about he is bombing, like dead. The only thing that's worse than booing is dead silence.
Oh,
I'm talking about the crickets wasn't chirping. You know what I'm saying? Dead silence. And I said, if he can do it, I can get up there one good time.
I remember my first time doing open mic, and it was with all of our circle of friends, and none of them had met me. Matter of fact, they told me they thought that I had a fake account because I never showed up to any event.
Yeah.
And I was known then for my Hump Day post. For those that don't know, Hump Day post is a gang of us poets. Every Wednesday, we would post a poem that was erotic without being raunchy. We get as erotic as we could without using the D word and the P word and all that. So anyway, I got really popular doing that, and I'm thinking I'm going to impress these other poets and I'm going to do something totally different.
Right.
I got the crickets. Sure did. I got the crickets, and I was deflated, and I went back to my seat, and I wrote a Hump Day poem right there, and I got back up there, and I got mad applause.
Same night?
Yeah.
Nice.
Saying that, I ain't going out like this.
Right.
Because they already thought I wasn't real, and I'm like, if I don't do this, they're like, that wasn't Bam.
Right, that ain't Bam.
Right. I'm like, I got a profile pic.
Right.
Doesn't it look like me? But anyway, so I got a caller?
Call back.
Oh, whoever that was that just called, call me back, please.
Yeah, call right back.
Yeah. A little technical difficulty, no thing. Now, you were standing in front of a sign on the pic that I used for the advertisement.
Yeah.
You were standing in front of a sign that said game.
Yep.
Growing above my experience. What is that?
Game is growing above my expectations.
Oh, expectations. I said experience.
No, that's fine. It's my mentoring program that we got to reach these boys, man. Like, there is such, being in the schools, I see a lot of the times the so-called bad kid, he just don't know how to say, I want my daddy.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll do everything else except saying, I need my pops, man. Like, so they don't have any positive, strong male role models. So they're grasping for straws or whatever, man. So put the mentoring program together, man. It's basically, we bring the young man in and we feed them and we play music and, we hang out or whatever. But there's more of a method to it. It's not just, hanging out in the gym. Like there's a message to it. Because I'm a video editor, I understand placement, what they call blocking and product placement, stuff like that,
Right.
And they use these tools to persuade us to buy a product.
Right.
30-second commercials, whatever, right?
Yeah.
They also use the same tools to influence us through music. If you go to a fast food restaurant, you're likely to hear up-tempo music. Helps you eat faster. You go to Olive Garden or, whatever, Red Steakhouse, they're going to slow it down so you take your time. Right? So people can be influenced through media. So my guess is because the fathers aren't around, they're looking to media to raise them.
Right.
So if we control that media, then we can essentially change their minds.
I like the name of that too, Game.
Yeah, Game.
That's kind of slick.
Yeah. So I tell them, like, to be honest, like, you're expected to fail. This thing is set up for you to fail.
Right.
These private prisons need to be filled.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're not. If you ask just about every high school boy in the country, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're going to say sports or entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. They're going to say sports or entertainment, both of which is almost literally 1,000,000 to 1 chance to do it.
Right. Because they don't show the doctors that graduate, the lawyers
exactly,
that graduate, the
right.
accountants. We don't see those images.
We don't see it.
And when we do, they're labeled squares.
Right.
They need to show their bank accounts
and that's not
their homes.
And that's not by accident.
No, exactly.
It's not by accident.
Right.
So if I can play old school hip hop, I'll even play Big Daddy Kane. Like, you can still get girls.
Right.
Just don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You don't need to do that to get money. You can still get the girl and have a car and all that. Look at Heavy D.
Yeah.
He was fat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
somebody made a great point. They were talking about Ice Cube.
Yeah.
They were talking about most of these rappers are great actors because they're only rapping about what they've seen. They haven't done it.
Right.
Now, you got a lot of rappers now, of course, they came from a dope game, but a lot of them, they were never in it.
Yeah. I mean, Tupac.
They just lived around it.
Tupac.
Exactly.
Tupac, I remember I saw an interview, Ice-T said that, that was one of his things with Pac, that he was a regular cat, and then once he got famous, he started being more,
right.
So it happens, man. You're basically portraying a character. That's why it's so easy for a lot of musicians to go to acting.
Right. Okay, so since we brought this up, and I said I was going to get back to this, I noticed you make a lot of posts, like you use hip-hop in your teaching.
Yeah.
And I want to know a little bit more about that, like how. Because I got a little hip-hop quiz for you.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah, since you using teach your students, I'm see how much you know.
Okay. Yeah, I use a lot of quotables, man, because they do. I mean, that's what hip hop has always done. We've always said, "Don't push me, I'm close to the edge." Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
We always said this type of stuff. Even in the TV shows, like if I hear something I don't like, I say, "Oh, damn, Gina."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's just the culture.
But I'm saying, how do you incorporate it in educating?
I just try to find a bridge with them. I listen to some of their songs, and because they quote, it's still happening. They still quote, lines. When they're doing whatever they do, they're still quoting hip hop lines. So that part hasn't changed. That bridge is still there. So it's like I bring my lines, you bring your lines, and then, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't know, man. It's hard for me to explain that part, but it just happens. Like it's just an organic thing that just happens.
It has made it easier to reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they feel so disconnected, and it's like, yo, this dude's a teacher, and he like hip hop, like this, who's this guy, like So I try to tell the brothers, man, like just get into the schools, just go to the front desk and say, my name is such and such, how can I help? And watch everybody's eyes get real big.
I just noticed you got my birth year on the side of your
Oh.
1963. All right.
Oh yeah.
So you,
Shout out to Iota Phi Theta, man. Centaurs. Ow. Oh, lay, you did?
Okay.
Grab a shovel.
so do you consider yourself a hip hop aficionado? I mean, if I give you this trivia, I ain't gonna embarrass you.
Let's do it. Even if I get it wrong, at least I learned something new.
I'll tell you this. I don't know the answers. I mean, I got them.
Yeah.
But just my hip hop knowledge, because you know, I left hip hop in the '90s. But anyway,
Oh wow, you left at the good part of it. Like what?
not the end of the '90s, not the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. Who is this legendary Memphis rap group that won Academy Award for Best Original
3 6
Song?
Mafia.
What was the song?
Hard Out Here for a Pimp.
There it is. Okay. That was kind of easy.
Yeah, from the Hustle and Flow soundtrack.
These are going to be easy for you.
Yeah.
They were, I knew that one, but anyway. What was the name of Jay-Z's first album?
Reasonable Doubt.
You got that? Woo.
Yeah.
Boy, if we had prizes,
Yeah.
he'd be rich. Okay. Which groups comprise the Native Tongues collection of artists?
Which groups?
Yeah.
You got De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, Moni Love, Queen Latifah.
Well, they only mentioned 3. And
I'm missing. Okay.
I got
That song, My Buddy. Meanie.
Right.
That was a joint.
I got a caller on there. Who is this?
Good afternoon.
Hey.
I know that voice.
Yes, I'm
Princess.
calling in. I've heard so much about the program, and I'd like to know what you guys are talking about this evening.
We're going to touch on a lot of things right now. My guest, Spike Lou, he's a comedian, he's an educator, and we're talking about, well, he got this mentoring program called GAIN that we were just talking about, and we were talking about how he uses hip-hop to educate our young brothers.
Really?
Yes.
Very interesting topic. Very interesting topic. I have mixed feelings about hip-hop. If you're
Right.
using hip-hop in a positive way, I'm all for it. I don't like a lot of hip-hop and rap because of the harsh language, and it serves no purpose, and it disrespects women. But if he's using hip-hop in a positive way to make them understand history, education, et cetera, I'm all for it.
That's exactly what I do. Like you just, I was trying to describe it to him. You described it perfectly.
Yes, you
That's
did.
exactly what I
Yeah.
do. I go old school, classic hip hop. You know, you have high school kids. First of all, thank you for calling. It's good. You know, my name's Lou. How are you? You have kids who are 19 years old, have never heard of Outkast.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
They're not that old.
yeah.
Like that group's not that old that you shouldn't know who that is. You know. So
You have 19-year-old kids that have no understanding of the civil rights movement.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have young people, and then it fascinates me. You have so many young people that don't even understand the meaning and importance of voting. And if you could come up with a hip hop sound to make them get to the polls or understand what our people went through for the struggle to be able to vote, maybe they would understand it. Because so many of our people feel as though because we go to integrated schools and sit in integrated clubs that we are free, and we are not free.
No,
I hope that's the message that you get through to them.
You jumped ahead. I was going to get to that because I'm a little...
Okay.
No, I got a rant coming. I'm going to do that later on the second half of the show. I got a little rant about that because that is something we definitely have to figure out because we just cannot, at least in this city. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers around the country, but getting people to come out and vote is getting to be ridiculous. I don't want to go too far in that because I do have a rant.
But I can't. Y'all know. I heard you said if you can make a song like that, that's the cool thing about hip hop. I don't have to. You got Public Enemy.
Yeah,
Public. Like I learned about politics through Public Enemy. You know, I want to say the first Ice Cube solo album. He mentioned Daryl Gates. He was talking about the police and like the police chiefs, and Tupac talked about Dan Quayle, and you know what I mean. So. You know, you can use the exact same songs, and it's new to them. Like, they've never heard it before. It's brand new to them. So, yeah.
Hip-hop could definitely be a learning tool. I mean, you got colleges in L.A. That have a class on Tupac.
Yeah, they got classes on Nas. They got classes on Nicki Minaj. So, Lil' Kim, I mean. But, yeah. Yeah. So that's the vehicle we use in hip hop, and I think what's coolest about it is the quote unquote old people are the hip hoppers. Cool Herc is 60.
Right.
Cool Herc is 60-something years old.
Exactly.
Red Alert is 60-something years old. You know what I mean? So the old folks' homes, like the I'm not saying them, but you know that age group, man, the retirement homes are gonna be lit. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
It's gonna be the joint.
hip hop came to this city when I was 17. I just turned 54 Monday. So
Right. So and that's so I could play Luther Vandross even, and that troubled boy, his grandmother would start jamming. And he'll look at his grandmother like, Grandma, how you know about this? Right. And there's another bridge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's another bridge. I've done it. I've actually done it.
It's funny. I got to mention this real quick. Meek Mill's recent song, Whatever You Want.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the title, but it's from Tony, Whatever You Want.
Okay. Yeah.
I played Tony. And people at the bar was like, I played Meek Mill, and I'm like, it's the same song. Y'all don't hear this? Like, you don't know that that's the same track?
You know, it's funny. It's funny you should say that because last week they were talking about Bruno Mars has just made this new song, and they were saying that it sounded the same as Rapper's Delight, which it does. Okay, and the way they presented this, and it was so funny because I was like dying. They played the Bruno Mars, then they played the Rapper's Delight, but they played the beginning of the part, which didn't sound like the same. So now Sharon Osbourne and the company, does this sound like the same song? No, but you didn't present it right. Okay, right. I see why they're suing.
Well, that goes back to what Spike was talking about earlier about how we're marketed to.
Yeah,
how things are presented to us, and how much it influences us. Excuse me, that's bad for radio. But thank you so much for calling. Make sure you call back again. I certainly appreciate it. What are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It went blank for a minute.
Oh, I was saying thank you so much for calling, and make sure you call again.
Oh, no problem. Nice chatting with you guys this evening.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I got a couple more hip-hop questions for you.
All right.
What is Gucci Mane's real name?
Roderick Davis.
Is it? I thought it was Radrick.
I don't know. One of those.
No, just the way it's spelled.
Roderick. I don't know.
Why did Kendrick Lamar get fired from his security guard job? That sounds like a joke.
He helped his buddies rob it.
You're right. There you go. What did Remy...
I can't believe I got that one right.
Oh, man.
Wow. I guess I do listen to hip hop.
Yeah, you do. What did Remy Ma do to go to jail for? What did Remy Ma do to go to jail, and how long did she serve?
I think she did close to 8 or 9 years, or between 7 and 9 years, and she shot somebody in the stomach.
Okay, according to Google, she was sentenced to 8 years. She only did 6.
Okay. And
she was actually sentenced for illegal weapons, assault, and attempted coercion. So, yeah, you're right.
Okay. She got a good lawyer.
Yeah. And I got one more. Let me find this picture. Now, he got, I don't know how many nicknames. Give me 5 Jay-Z nicknames.
5 Jay-Z nicknames.
5, just 5. Look, this is how long the list is. I ain't gonna show it to you. I'm just saying.
All right. On the American Gangster album, he called himself Grey Hova. Jigga. Hove. J Hove.
Right, yeah.
Wow. That's Hova the God? I don't know. He just said Hove a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of Hoves.
A lot of them are Young Hove, King Hove.
Oh, yeah, Young Hove. Yeah, Young Hove. Yeah.
Big Homie.
Yeah, Big Homie. Yeah, that's the people actually, from what I understand, people actually call him Big Homie. Like when you talk about Big Homie,
if you listen to LeBron talk about him, call him Big Homie. Everybody,
that's cool, man. That's cool.
That is.
Like, how cool are you that everybody just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, I mean, yeah, he got money, but that only take you so far. Like, how much of a cool cat you are, people just revere you as Big Homie. Like,
people call me Big Homie because I'm old.
Yeah, but that's like big respect. Yeah,
because I'm gonna tell you this, I like the title School over OG.
Yeah.
Like years ago, When the young cats in my neighborhood call me OG, I was like, that's cool. But when dudes start calling me school, short for old school,
right,
I like that better.
Yeah,
I'm teaching you something.
And you educated. Yeah, that's where I get my knowledge from right there.
Right.
You walk-in library.
Because I spoke on my very first show. You got to reach people at their level.
Yep.
You can't expect them to. You can't say whatever and expect them to understand.
Right.
You got to understand and get on their level.
Yeah.
If you're trying to teach them something.
I mean, that's just I don't know everybody's religious beliefs or whatever, but according to the story, that was Christ-like. Like Christ had all power in his hands, and yet he'd wash your feet.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
and everybody on Let's Be Real knows that I am a Christian.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's I'm a Christian also.
No.
That's
I'm always putting that out there. I ain't gonna never stop putting that out there.
Yeah, that's fine.
But on Elevations Radio, we just want to elevate no matter what your beliefs are or whatever. But
I was just telling the story, man. Just, that's relatable.
You're exactly right, because if he was here, he'd probably be in hip hop.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. Okay.
I mean, if he was physically.
I'm gonna just say this, man.
Okay.
Jesus was from the hood.
Right.
He was a hood cat, man. He only hung with thugs and criminals and, you know what I'm saying? Cats shooting dice on the corner. Like, like Jesus was a hood cat, man. Like, he did hood stuff.
I got to tell you this quick story. Yeah. Everybody know my love for Jack Daniels. And me and Jack did a little bit too much this past weekend, but this was years ago. I'm at one of my favorite watering holes, and there's this young lady that I was friends with, and she was crying. And by this point, I don't know how many Jacks I'd partaken in. Right. But anyway, she came to me, she's crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And she started telling me, and I really didn't even know what she was saying. I put my Jack down, and I talked to her, and I don't even know what I said. All I know is she put her drink down, she hugged me, she smiled, and she left. And the bartender, his name was Bam, too. They called him West Side Bam and me East Side Bam. He said, man, you should have did that. I said, did what? He's like, talk about God in here. I'm like, why? What, you think he waiting outside? Yeah. Like, you don't think he's in here? I got another caller. Who there? Hello?
Hello, is this Elevations Radio?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm just calling into the show.
Okay. You got anything you want to say?
No.
What's your name? What's your name?
Yeah, can we at least get a name?
Huh?
What's your name?
I can hear you.
What is your name? What do they call you at the bank?
Oh, my name is Celia Wilson.
Hey. Thank you again for my birthday present.
Hey.
Have you been listening?
This car is loud. I'm in the car. I said, oh, I saw your post. I said, oh, let me call.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But don't, I hope you ain't in no suburb, because, they'll ticket you. Be talking on the phone.
No, that's somebody else. That's not me. That is not me.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the gas station. That's one of my neighbors.
Okay.
A young neighbor.
All right. Well, I thank you for calling. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Don't forget you can call in at 440-252-0518. This is Let's Be Real, Greg Van Reeves, and my guest, Dwayne Spike Lou Wilson.
Hey.
Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but I got to, because this is in the news.
Okay.
Kevin Hart. First, let me get your views on this Kevin Hart situation. For those that don't know, which I don't know who don't know, Kevin Hart recently, I guess, some video came out with him and a stripper, and his wife found out, and his ex-wife came out and said that's the reason for their divorce, because he was cheating. She said she was with him when he was nobody, and she could see the change as he started getting more notoriety. And so now this.
All right. I don't know, Brother Kevin. God bless him. I don't know nothing about that. I do know that the lady, I saw the press conference where the lady, and she had on like this 1980s church blouse, you know what I'm saying, with the shoulder pads, looking like Crystal Carrington or something off Dynasty. Like, why are you wearing that? Whatever. And she said, she was like, I'm an entertainer, I'm a singer, and I'm an actress.
Mm-hmm.
So right when she said that, I'm like, she set him up from day one.
Yeah.
She set him up from day one. Like, I don't know exactly what happened, but the feel I got from it was like, you know, hey, we friends, slow walk it. And then when she had her chance, she struck. Because the first thing she said was, if you don't give me 10 million, right. And I'm just going by what social media said. Right. I don't know for real what happened, but from what, I scrolled just like the rest of y'all. And
but let me ask you this, because we got to go to break. But before we go to break, I want to ask you this. Is this even relevant?
Not to my life.
Right.
I mean, not to my life. And that's a personal matter. Mm-hmm. And you should let, those people handle it, because it's not going to affect us either way. None of us is going to get $1 of that money.
There it is. Oh, I got one more caller. One more caller before we go to break. Who it is? Hello? Hello?
Does he have a radio?
Yeah. What you doing?
Nephews.
What's happening?
What's going on,
What y'all doing?
We chilling.
We entertaining. We trying to. What you doing?
I just called to tell y'all the Indians are winning 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, thank you for that news.
All right, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, all you people listen around the country, the tribe is on the road.
Cleveland. Know that.
CLE against everybody.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
But back to the Kevin Hart situation.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard when you got that money not to live the life,
Right.
Especially when he's already been doing it. He's already done it a time or two. And now he got that money. He's out there in the life. That means they coming for him.
Yeah. Okay, but let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. I mean, you got Denzel, who's been out there forever. You ain't never heard this from him. Or is it that he ain't dumb enough to let it get out?
Right. That's what the case is, man. He loving what he doing, and he gonna keep doing what he loving.
Okay.
Right.
And that's all to it, man. Until he make up his mind not to do it no more.
And then you got to think, man, like, and God bless the brother, but I'm going to just, like, dude is like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You grow up 3 feet tall. Chicks ain't really checking for you tough, man. Like, you got comedy. That's why you just turn your tragedy into comedy. And turn that comedy into trillions of dollars. And now all the, the wavy light-skinned girls, now you cute. You know what I'm saying? Now you
Kev, if you listen to this.
Man, listen, I feel, I don't condone anything, but however, I understand, bruh. I understand.
Kev, if you listen to this, Bam did not say that. That was your competition, Spike Lee.
Ain't no competition. There's no way I can compete with Kevin Hart. No way.
I might need to do an interview with you one day. But
Kevin Hart runs in the morning. I don't run. I can't even compete with that. He got his own shoe with Nike, dog.
Right. That's true.
I get tired climbing up 2 flights of stairs.
Hey. Right.
I can't compete with Kevin Hart at all.
You guys go, man.
Okay.
I just wanted to holler in and show my support, man.
I appreciate it.
And nephew Spike, do your thing, baby.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate good hearing from you.
All right, we're going to go to break real quick.
Forward.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Take care.
We're going to go to break. We'll be right back after a couple songs.
We out. Jam session. How you make a good stuff fall with love? How you make a good fall? How you make a good stuff fall with love? See, I met her at the corner store. Ever since that I wanted more of your touch. Now I see the change you made in me. Girl, I'm so blessed to know you. Know you got my heart, baby, from the start. You stole my dreams in the night where it belongs to. How you make a gangsta fall? How you make a gangsta fall in love? How you make a gangsta fall in love? You got my heart. How you make a gangsta fall? How you got a gangsta fall? George Pettis. How you make a gangsta fall? Yeah.
I like how you go down, down to the fire, baby. Girl, it feels so good, man, I keep coming back. I like how you do that, girl. You got me high in the stars of gold. I don't wanna come down home.
fall in love? How you make a gangster fall in love?
Yeah, how you make a gangster fall?
How you make a gangster fall in love?
She'll do things your girl won't do.
How you make a gangster fall in love? How you make a gangster fall in love with you, baby? You, my destiny, you feel me? George Pettis and Elliot Love, yo. Freestyle. Back it up, back it up, back it up. How you make a gangster? East Coast, West Coast, South Side. How you make a gangster? How you make a gangster fall in love? Yeah. You can have me, you can be my lady.
All right.
If you can't top
We're back with Let's Be Real with Greg Van Reeves and my guest, the videographer, educator, comedian, Dwayne Spike Lou Wilson.
What up?
And we had an interesting first half of the show. This second half, first let me say this. I'm upset, as much as a lot of other people are, that Charlie Murphy and Dick Gregory were admitted in the tribute at the Emmys. I mean, that is absolutely insane.
Listen, man. And I mean this in the utmost sincerity. I can't be mad because you can't expect somebody else to do for you. You just can't expect somebody else to do for you.
On that level, I agree.
They hated Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
They hated dude.
You do know he kind of opened up the doors to comedy the way it is now.
Yeah, but he had to kick that door
or
pick the lock. Like, they didn't open it and let him in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did not like Dick Gregory.
Right.
The same thing when Johnny Cochran died. You ain't hear nothing about that.
Right.
Same thing.
But I'm thinking for this, it doesn't matter if you like him. You know what I mean? Because he was too important. It is almost to me, and this is probably disrespectful to Charlie Murphy when I say this, but it's almost like a slap in the face to Eddie.
Yeah.
That they don't mention his brother.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like you either.
But Charlie Murphy on his own became
large.
Like, yeah. I don't, of course I don't know the behind the scenes or whatever, man, but it was almost clear Charlie Murphy was his own entity.
Do you remember?
You know what I mean?
I know this is a rhetorical question. I was about to say, do you remember when Michael Jackson died? It was right before the BET Awards.
Yeah.
It was like maybe a week.
Yeah. Yep.
And they put together a tribute to Jamie Foxx in a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
These men have been passed. They've been passed for a little while.
Yeah.
And you tell me you can edit. You're a videographer.
Yeah.
I know you could have edited.
They could have shot up something off location.
I just think that was disrespectful, and I think it shows where our country is right now, as far as racism. I mean, I don't see it in any other way, because that's the only reason you don't like Dick Gregory.
Yeah, man. Dick Gregory flat out. He revealed when the guy slipped and said that he knew Martin Luther King was getting shot. That was Dick Gregory who revealed.
He said he moved out of the way.
Yeah, like that was Dick Gregory who played that tape. You know what I mean?
But for the Emmys, it should have been just about his comedy, and he was a genius comedian.
I'm sure somebody brought it up.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody brought it to the table and probably had a whole outline and everything ready to go. And then who knows, man? But
yeah,
it's a clear message. But I try to find a opportunity in every obstacle.
Right, that's right.
If that's the obstacle, then you know what? We got BET, we got TV One. Hell, we got YouTube.
Yeah,
and we have enough celebrities to put together something.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And we don't have to rely on the internet, man. The internet has leveled the playing field.
It's just that when we contribute so much, and this was almost a record number of African Americans winning Emmys.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. It's like some type of game. Like, we give you respect here and disrespect you there, which has been going on since we've been here.
Yeah, the slap and tickle, man.
Yeah,
the slap and tickle. That's all.
So now I want to bring up a topic. Young man, I really admire, Ryan Easter. We would meet up. We live in the same neighborhood. I'm on my way to Save a Lot. He might be on his way to Family Dollar. We'll see each other on the street, and we'll just stop and chop it up for hours on the corner. And Ryan, of course, is the younger generation from me. He's like your generation, I believe.
Okay. I might have met him once or twice. I'm not sure.
And we just chop it up. So we got in this interesting conversation about the word dope. And I was explaining to him why I hate the word dope. And then I realized the other day when I said I was going to bring this topic up, the first time I heard dope in a positive way, KRS-One, the GOAT beat.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, that is the first time I heard dope too. Yeah. Dope beat.
I'm like wondering, is this the new N-word? For me, when people say, oh man, that's dope.
Right.
It's like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you a brief story why. This is my history of the word dope.
Okay.
When I was coming up in the 70s as a teenager, a lot of our community was doing drugs and drinking or whatever, but they were able to go to work the next day. Everybody had good jobs in this city and across the country pretty much. We had Ford, we had LTV Steel, we had Metro Hospital. Everybody was working. They were partying at night, getting up and going to work in the morning. Nobody in our hood was doing cocaine because nobody could afford it. It was called a rich man's high or the white man's high.
Right.
Now, when we saw the opening scene of Superfly, when he wake up in bed with a naked white woman and take him a toot, every young black man wanted that. But that was like, whatever. We cool with what we had.
Right.
Then in January 1980, I said 3 major things happened. When Reagan became president, they released the hostages in Iran. All the good weed disappeared from the face of the earth, and the price of cocaine dropped dramatically. What you paid for, like you paid $125 for in 1979 was now $25. So now the door is open to us young black men to be Superfly, because we can afford it now.
Right.
Not even looking ahead and knowing that this crack thing is about to come into effect.
Yeah.
Reagan raised welfare. So women, y'all can get paid and get your own apartment. Just can't be with dude.
Right.
You got to be single.
Yep.
And the more babies you have, the more money.
Yep.
And the dudes is like, okay, cocaine's so cheap, I can start balling. I can become a dope man.
Yep.
These are guys quitting good jobs to, to be a dope man. So now, and then Richard Pryor told us how fun freebasing was.
Yeah.
I mean, he joked about being caught on fire, but he made freebasing sound real. Open the pot doors, hell. That thing.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh, freebasing.
Yeah.
Now we wide open. So when The Rock come in, that is what dope is to me. Mm-hmm. It ruined
everything.
A generation of us.
Yeah.
Because now these single mothers in these subsidized housing is trying to raise 5 or 6 kids, while this dude that was balling is now strung out because he didn't see Scarface.
Yep.
He got high on his own supply. Scarface didn't see Scarface. He got
right. He got high. Yeah.
So I'm saying, and now the next few generations, because we were the generation that had open access to college. My mother and them dreamed about college. We could do it. We had no excuses, and we were there. A lot of us made it through, but then you got these others that just fell by the wayside. Now we blame these kids for the way they are now. They didn't birth themselves. They didn't raise themselves. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So when I hear the word dope, I'm thinking about the downfall of my generation in my community.
Yeah. Okay, so wow, that was heavy, man. That was heavy. The beautiful thing about us is that we can take the most vile, disgusting, degrading, detrimental thing and make it beautiful. This is like, we have that power. Like it has to be a superpower.
Yeah.
Because like word nigger, that's the worst thing you can ever call a human being. And we flipped it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where some of them want it back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but did you hear about that? They're trying to, what is it? What do they call copyright it? Not copyright it.
Trademark
the word. Yeah. Like you could buy it.
See?
I just heard this on the news last week.
Dumbest shit ever.
Right.
Yeah. But so for dope, that's what hip hop did. Dope is a hip hop. Dope in the positive sense is a hip hop word. Right. Like hip hop created. It's another thing about us. we can create our own language. We've created our own language, our own sub-language to that language. Anyway, so hip hop took something that's so, just so disgusting, man, and flipped it immediately and said it's so addictive that it's good for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's so good for you that it's addictive, so it's dope. It's just like dope, but it's this type of dope.
Right.
And it's still, and to be honest, take it a step further. After that happened, that powerful surge of dope MCs, the industry figured out, wait a minute, the hip hop word is extremely powerful. So if we take that same word and we flip it and we make them say, instead of saying crack is whack, we're going to say, I'm sipping lean and I'm popping pills.
Right.
So every song you hear, this is one song by Migos. The first thing he say is, pop 2 Xannies to get it started.
Right.
First thing Future say is Percocet, Molly Percocet.
Right, yeah.
So they took that spoken word, they took our own superpower, man, and flipped it back on us. So.
Yeah. I mean, because I talked about that too. I'm like, it makes me a little nervous because even though we were fed the scraps,
what we
turn them into delicacies.
Man, listen.
But now those delicacies are giving us diabetes and heart disease and all that.
Yeah.
So eventually, even though we flip it for a time, it's got to be a time where it ends.
Yeah, because I think we're there. I think we're there.
Yeah,
I do. I think we're there. I mean, for centuries, man, we would get scraps. We would get scraps. But we would, like you say, we turn them into like chicken wings. That was scraps.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Grandma said, "Wait a minute,
exactly.
Let me fold this like a triangle,
right,
and put some cayenne pepper on it."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bad for us, man. Soul food is bad for you. But now we're more conscious.
It tastes good.
Oh, it's delicious. but we're more conscious now as far as what we eat now. We're in the age of information. So you got a lot of, even myself, I dropped 30 pounds within 6 months or so, just by changing your diet. So
just so y'all know, I dropped 26 in 2 months.
Somebody tell this dude to put a damn shirt on when he on Facebook, man. Like every time I scroll and like, hold on, let me tell you this story, man. So I'm over at my partner's house, right? And when you just, you sitting around, it was like a Super Bowl, not a Super Bowl, it was like just a party, right? Right? And I'm just sitting there and shit, man. And I got a beer, so I'm drinking, and I'm scrolling Facebook. My buddies, they walking around, and all they see is a 54-year-old half-naked man taking a picture of himself on my phone.
Right.
Like, man, what the hell you doing? Like, man, this damn Bam that did this shit. Somebody tell Bam to put a T-shirt on before you start posting stuff.
Everybody know I don't like wearing shirts in the summer.
But you ain't got to post the picture, though.
I put in too much work.
And I feel fat. Like, and I feel fat.
That's the bottom line.
I'm 42.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
No, but I am trying to promote fitness for my generation.
It's necessary.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm all about turning pain into progress. So I'm trying to always keep things positive. But yeah, I think the reason, going back to the word dope, I think the reason it bothers me so much is because it happened to me in my generation. Like the N word, that's been out forever.
Yeah.
I remember, I'll never forget, I told this young cat, like, man, we ain't call each other niggas when I was coming up. You would get beat up.
Yeah. I ain't a nigga, I'm a nigga rolling.
Wait a minute. But then I put on Superfly.
Yeah.
That's every other word in Superfly. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize we said it that much.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
A lot of times, let me say this to y'all young people. A lot of times, us older people, and I'm not old, older, we'll say how...
You old, Bam.
Yeah, I'm
old.
getting there.
Let it be, man.
But I'm saying a lot of times we're going to tell you that things were better when we were coming up, or this, that, and the other. And some things were, but not everything. And we don't know everything. We make mistakes too. But if you know somebody that really been there, you should listen.
Yeah.
Just to stop you from making the same mistake, going through the same hurt. Just listen, especially if they listen to you, because they don't know your struggle either. They haven't been through, I haven't been through some of the things this younger generation been through. I've been through things that caused some of the things this younger generation been through. But so anyway, we got to listen to each other. It's about communicating with each other.
And listen, man, let me tell you, listen to the kids. Just chop it with them. Them knuckleheads you see at the corner store that you feel like they're gonna rob you. Just, hey, what's up, good man? What's happening, man? And just chop it up with them, man. You'll see and experience it would be you all over again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything travels in circles, man. You know, the days of the year, the days of the month, whatever, everything travels in circles, and so does life. And you will see, man, them kids, like my first day in the school, my very first day, I sat down, these 3 boys just walked up to me and just started ranking me, man. They did, man. He's like, Mr. Wilson, your mama got 3 tongues, and she talked like this, like this, like this. Like, they really said that to me,
right?
Man.
Right.
Your mama's a one-legged waitress at IHOP. Like, what? Like, what? They really did that, man, because they so tribal, man. They so used to people in and out of their lives.
Yeah.
You know, so they want you to be there, but they want to see if you're going to stay. If I pick with you so much, are you going to stay? And yeah, so they just hang out with the kids, man. Talk to your nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever. Just sit and talk with them. You'll be surprised.
On my very first show, I had Bashir Jones, and we were talking about that, about how community, we gotta look at these kids as our family.
Yeah.
As our sons, our nephews.
They're us. Yeah.
And the girls. I don't mean to leave the girls out.
Hey.
These are, I mean.
Hold on, let me say this. Mm-hmm. Middle school girls are the voice of God. They do not lie. They will tell you if you want to know the truth about something, piss off a 12-year-old girl and start asking her questions.
I want a 12-year-old girl to call right now.
Man, dude, she will run it down.
252-0518. If you got a 12-year-old girl, call 440-252-0518.
That don't sound right.
I know, you know.
If you got a 12-year-old girl, tell her, call me.
No, I meant for the parent to
call. No, but yeah.
I messed that up.
Call up with your, no. We call with your kids, man. I'm telling you. If you got a niece, little cousin, I'm telling you, man, they will tell everything, just any information you want to know. And then you know it because they list it. First of all,
right.
You know, they get to, you know, and then they talk to you like this, you know, I'm telling you, man.
Are they born with
I don't know what it is.
With the neck action?
Here's what I think. I think that the information they're giving you is so important that they give it to you and then bring it back. They're just going to rent you these words because they are too powerful for you to hold on to.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, dude, 12-year-old girls will tell it all, bro. They ain't scared of nobody.
I went to my old alma mater, JFK. This was years back when my niece was going there. They didn't like her outfit. And my mother asked me to take her another outfit to put on, or they was going to, you know, send her home from school.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was frightened.
Man.
At Kennedy, my school.
Yeah.
I grew up in Lee and Harvard. I've been there forever, and I went in there like, oh my God, is this prison? Man, I don't know how. I don't know how you get educated in these schools nowadays.
You gotta show them where they are. I grew up on 105 in St. Clair, and I didn't know I was in the hood until I left and came back.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, it just is. You know. Yeah. So if they don't see nothing but this is what it is. Mm-hmm. I think personally that these schools look like prisons, not by accident. I think it develops, prison pipeline mentality. So what I do is, like I say with my mentoring program, I show them. I tell them about the trap. Like you could tell a 16, 17-year-old about the trap and they start dancing. All they know is trap.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, well, what would the mouse say about the trap? Mm-hmm. And then they sit still. Like, this has actually happened. I've actually had these discussions. What does the mouse say about the trap? And they just sit there like, and I say, well, how do you trap a mouse? They say, with cheese. I say, what's the slang word that we use cheese for? Money.
Exactly.
Money. I say, so when you talk about the trap house, and I'm telling you, when you see these thug,
the light go off.
Yeah, like they look at you like, whoa. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. You just got to show them what it is.
Because it's like slang just passed down, and they didn't even.
They don't know the origins.
Because I did that growing up. I just said what the older cat said.
Right. They don't know the origins of it. Yeah. You know. Like what they do now, man. Bandanas. They're wearing a lot of bandanas in school now, and they're not in gangs. I'm in Euclid, but they're not in gangs per se, but they're wearing bandanas, and they don't understand the culture that comes behind wearing a bandana.
Right.
You personally just want to look, match your outfit or whatever for the day. But there's significance to that bandana, and when I explain it to them, some of them give me a really blank stare, like, "Whoa, I did not know."
Yeah,
and I tell them, girls too. I've seen girls get sliced across their face with a razor.
Right,
I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no joke.
Yeah, but
that's why. But that's why we need the school like us, the old schools,
right,
to talk with them, man. And the key, and I hope who's ever listening is paying attention to this part. The key is simply this: 90s R&B, hot wings, and Uno cards. Hot wings, Uno cards, 90s R&B. Sit down with somebody who's younger than you and watch what happens in about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Build a bridge, man. We got to build a bridge.
90s R&B.
It has to be 90s R&B.
Yeah, because, this is what I say about the death of R&B, because to me it's dead right now. There's some stuff out there, but singing groups are gone.
Yeah, what happened to singing groups, man?
R. Kelly killed them.
Because
when he left public announcement, he went in the studio and found out, look, I can sing all the parts.
Right.
I can play all the instruments.
Right.
And he killed him. Like, Jodeci was the last, real
Jodeci Boys to Men.
Yeah, that was it.
But what happened? Like, I took my mom to see the Stylistics and I think it was the Temptation Stylistic, Manhattans. It was it was an old school review, and they were sharp, man. They had they suits on, and they, you know what I'm saying, show them dressing, and you know what I'm saying, they gigging and stuff, man. And you miss that as a hip hopper because now they just a bunch of dudes on stage with a microphone running side to side, back and forth.
Snoop brought the dramatics.
Exactly. When Snoop brought the dramatics out. Like,
they don't want to split that money no more,
man. But it's the production
the
value. You can't supplement that production value.
You can't, but
you can't do it. You know,
it's all about the money now.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
There are no singing groups.
We need singing groups, man.
They all on old school reviews.
I saw a video. I saw a viral video recently. There's an Asian singing group singing in their language.
Yeah.
But they was harmonizing perfectly, man. And you could tell it was either doo wop or early's R&B, but you could hear it was our sound, and they kept it going. Like, it's like we forgot who we were, and meanwhile everybody, like right now you got country songs
capitalizing on it.
You got country songs that sound like the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
And they jamming. I listen to it. I ain't no hater and shit. They jamming.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a lot of country artists doing that.
Yeah, they jamming too. Yeah.
I used to post some of those Korean videos on my page. I found a Korean Facebook page that, had that kind of, because I was stationed in Korea.
Okay.
But they was blowing though.
Yeah, yeah. Music is universal, man. It's universal.
Now you got boys and men singing for Geico. Is it Geico?
Geico write big checks.
I know they singing the side effects to prescription drugs, but
that's okay. Geico writes nice checks.
Yeah, but it's just, for me, if we could dance sometime, you can't thug 24/7. You gotta slow down sometimes.
I'm gonna tell you.
You listen to when you're with your girl.
I'm gonna right, but I'll tell you this: they do dance now. They do. Chris Brown. Honestly, I think Chris Brown kept the dancing element alive in hip hop.
Okay, in hip hop, I'm thinking about where
I'm saying like R&B too, also because like you'll see the kids that ain't really no R&B songs out no more. But at the middle school dances, because they make me DJ the dances. So at the dances, man, like the kids, they may not dance, but they're like doing backflips and stuff like that. Like you see the backflips.
Okay, well you're talking about the kids. I'm right now talking about the grown folks.
Oh, you talking about grown folks? Yeah, man. I got a whole playlist, and I call it warm coconut oil. And they got all the slow joints. Right. I call it, me and my girl. Yeah.
Did you get it from me?
Some of it, yeah. Okay, some of it, yeah.
Just make sure.
Bam gave me like 5 gigabytes worth of music, man.
Wait a minute, that's illegal.
No, what I mean is saying he was, what?
Man.
I'm over here dry snitching.
I had a ball. I thank you so much for coming on my show,
Appreciate
my brother.
Man. Appreciate
Gotta have you back.
Yeah, man. Let's do this again.
Co-host a couple times.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, callers. Don't forget, next Thursday, 6 to 7, 440-252-0518. Don't forget about the Connect networking event, Tuesday, September 26th, the Chicago home of Chicken and Waffles.
Hey, I'm headed there right now, man. Go down there for the Chicken and Chuckles. They do comedy on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
My boy, I won't say Bam. Burner.
Burner? Oh, you doing today?
Yeah, Burner. Yeah, okay. Thursday they go down there and they do comedy, man.
Yeah, Burner, I had to get you on the show one day, too.
Yeah, we're going to get Burner out here. Yeah.
That's from 6:30 to 9 o'clock next Tuesday. Then we got the To Truly Live, You Must Forgive, the Forgiveness Ministry of Clotia Mack. That's Sunday, September 30th. And that is from 11 a.m. to 2 at the Lakeshore Christian Church. And like I always say, develop a hunger for knowledge and feed it. Pick up a book and read it. Set a goal and see it through. And always, always believe in you. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
About the times we had, and the memories make me want to take a walk with you. Hey baby, I've been thinking about the times we had, and the memories make me want to take a walk with you. With you, with you. I've been patiently awaiting your loving. I see it so clearly. Showing you my love. Ooh, consistently love's over instantly. Instantly your touch, so sadly. Hey, maybe can we cherish in the times I am yours and you are mine. Let's go away. Wanna take a walk with you. Wanna take a walk with you. Hey baby, let's go away. Wanna take a walk with you. Hey, I've been thinking about the times we had, and the memories make me wanna take a walk with you. Anticipating having a moment, season in me, lost in your touch, found in your memory, you are here with me. Consistently love's overwhelming. Instantly your touch, so sadly. Hey, let's go away. Hey, maybe can we cherish in the times I am yours and you are mine.